What's going on, guys? AirPod Maxes or the new Beats Studio Pros? What's going on, guys? It's David and we're back with another video. The question still stands. Are the Beats Studio Pros better than the AirPod Maxes? I have the answer. Stay tuned. Let's get into the video. So first things first, right when you take it out of the package, you're gonna notice that the Beats Studio Pros come in an actual case. Now, I will say that is a very big plus for me. Obviously, this is not even a case. I wouldn't even consider this a case. They call it a case. I'd consider it a cover, if I'm being honest. It's a very flimsy cover. It doesn't do much than just protect it from being scratched. If you drop this, you might as well just drop it with nothing on because there's no form of impact protection when it comes to the AirPod Maxes. With the Beats Studio Pros, there is a level of protection though. If you drop these, they're not gonna get scratched, they're not gonna get scuffed, and there is some level of impact protection. It's not super crazy. I wouldn't go just throwing these around, but it is much better than the AirPod Maxes. All right, so we have them both out of the case now, and I can instantly tell you that there is a huge weight difference. These are made out of aluminum. Like I said, very solid headphones. When you put them in your hands, not even wearing them, you're just like, okay, I'm holding quality right now, right? When you pick these up, you're like, okay, they're still good headphones. And if you didn't pick up the AirPod Maxes right before, you'd think that these are really solid headphones, and they are, right? But just comparing both of them, you can tell which one is built better. Another major key difference between the headphones are the buttons. On the AirPod Maxes, we have a crown system that lets you scroll through your music, volume, and play and pause. And on the front of it, we have the toggle for the transparency mode and the noise cancellation. Keep in mind, there is no sound when you click these, right? And they're both made out of metal. It feels super, super solid. The biggest negatives to this is you're looking for an on and off switch button. There's not one on the AirPod Maxes. So these do slowly just end up dying, unfortunately. We have the Beats Pros that have the volume on the side, the play and pause, and then our power button. Keep in mind, they actually have a power button, right? The only thing about this system is that when you're clicking these buttons, there's a click and it feels so cheap. It sounds cheap when you're actually wearing them. Like you can hear the clicking noise. It doesn't give this a quality feel to it. Now, kind of going back to unboxing these, right? In the case, you get that little flimsy case that this comes with and the AirPod Maxes, nothing else. Not a charging cable, no brick, no wires, no nothing, right? On the other hand, in the Beats Studio Pros, we have a USB to USB and a 3.5 millimeter jack to 3.5 millimeter jack, which is a huge convenient factor for me. And honestly, it's a game changer if your headphones die, because with this 3 millimeter jack, you can use these while they're dead. On the other hand, you can't use the AirPod Maxes while they're dead. And like I said, if you don't charge them, they're gonna die on you. Which ones are more comfortable? Which ones sound better? Let's get into it. I know a lot of YouTubers are comparing them and saying they're pretty close. Honestly, I don't see them as being close, right? These are good headphones. I cannot lie, these are very good headphones, but when you put these on and you start listening to the music, you can instantly tell. Like I toggle in between both of these and there's not even a comparison. The AirPod Maxes just have better high end, they have better low end, they have better mid-range. There's really no comparison if I'm being honest. Now, these are still good headphones, right? For the price range, they're still good. So let's get into the actual sound quality, the transparency mode, and the noise cancellation. I'm gonna go ahead and put on the AirPod Maxes now, and Jay's gonna ask me a question without transparency, with transparency, and with noise cancellation. AirPod Maxes connected easily. All right, right off the bat, I have the AirPod Maxes in off mode, which is basically no noise cancellation and no transparency. And they block out, even wearing a hat and having glasses, right? I have a hat on and glasses. Obviously, there's gonna be a little bit of a leak in the seal. Even with that, they cancel sound out super well. All right, Jay, ask me a question. See.
How well can you hear me right now? Is it transparent?
Yeah, no, right now it's in off mode. I can still hear you, but it's muffled. It's super muffled right now.
So it's like earmuffs?
Yeah, basically. It's like you put your hand over your ears type of thing.
Sweet. So
yeah.
Let's try transparency.
All right, transparency mode is activated now.
Yo, can you hear the?
Yeah.
Can you hear it in the background?
Yeah, I can literally hear everything. It's like I don't have headphones on. That's what it feels like. Like sometimes I can honestly hear a little better.
Yeah, it honestly sounds better. It
Yeah.
spins it up.
Yeah, it's like I don't know how to explain it. It's basically like not having headphones on, if I'm being honest. It might even amplify it a little bit, maybe. But yeah, this is absolutely insane. All right, now let's go to noise cancellation mode and see if we can hear Jay. All right, canceled out.
Yo, can you hear that air filter in the back?
No, the air filter is like 90% gone.
It's 90% gone?
Yeah.
Sweet. It's
Just a
giving you
little
nice
bit.
cushion.
Yeah. So I can hear Jay relatively well, but this is canceling out a lot right now. This is canceling. Huh?
It's probably the breach.
Yeah, it honestly it might be that leak that's in my glasses in the hat, but I honestly still, like, if you put music on right now at a low volume, I wouldn't be able to hear anything. That's how it is. So
That's perfect.
I think the AirPod Maxes are pretty solid. Now let's move on to these guys, the Beats Studio Pros. Go ahead and turn it off. Yeah, right now I can hear pretty well. Go ahead and talk for me.
How low does my voice sound?
Yeah, it sounds a lot less muffled. I will say, just throwing it out there, way less comfortable. They're way less comfortable. Like the headband, I can feel an actual headband, right? Versus on the AirPod Maxes, like this is cushioned super well, and they did such a good job on these. I can't lie. I'm an Apple fanboy a little bit, but I'm not trying to be biased right now. I'm being honest. Like you can easily tell that this is just not as cushioned, and also the cushion on the ear cuffs just doesn't compare. These are so much more comfortable. I'm sorry. They're bigger. Not only are they bigger, but there's more cushion. Like my ear is physically touching the inside of the speaker right now. Okay, so yeah, with them being off, I can still hear you relatively well, but it is muffled, I will admit that. I'm gonna go with noise cancellation right now. Let's see how it sounds.
How is the audio?
Honestly, it's kind of weird, I can't lie. Like,
What's the filter sound like?
it doesn't sound, I can still hear the filter. It honestly just changed the way it sounded. It didn't really, it noise canceled a tiny bit, but more than noise canceling, it just changed the way that stuff sounded. Now it sounds like, I don't know, it's almost like a bad quality of what it was before, but a little bit less. It did noise cancel, but I don't know, it's just a little bit weird. Definitely not as good as the AirPod Maxes. Not even close, honestly. Now let's go into transparency mode, and transparency mode is on right now.
How is the quality of my voice right now?
Yeah, transparency mode's pretty solid in these, I can't lie. Definitely usable.
But not as crisp.
Yeah, not as crisp. It sounds more like lower quality. Like it sounds like I'm on a phone call. Like
that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, my voice sounds like I'm on a phone call right now. It sounds a little bit weird. Like I can hear, so the transparency mode is working, but the quality of the transparency mode itself just sounds a little bit, I don't know.
Playback
like,
isn't as good.
Yeah, just not as good. But it is working, so I'll give them that. But yeah, AirPod Maxes again with a W.
I would say it's just better than most third-party transparency modes. That's a big thing.
Yeah, I will say that it is better. It is better than most third-party transparency modes. But still not as good as the AirPod Maxes. I'm just keeping it a stack. Everybody on YouTube is over here, oh yeah, they're really similar. I'm being honest right now. They're not similar. You guys literally go to Best Buy, go to Target, I don't know where else they have them. The Apple Store would have them. Test them out yourselves. I'm telling you right now, before you make the purchase, give it a second and weigh out your options, because I'm telling you right now, these are not bad headphones by any means. And if you like the style, I think they look good, go for it. But if you want that quality, these might be the ones. So while I have the Beats Studio Pros on my head, I'm just gonna go ahead and do a sound test so you guys can hear the mics. And I'm in the Voice Memos app right now on my phone. What's going on, guys? It's David, and we're testing out the Beats Studio Pros. All right, here it is right now. Let me know what you guys think. What's going on, guys? It's David, and we're testing out the Beats Studio Pros. All right, got the AirPod Maxes on now. Gonna do the same test, Voice Memos. What's going on, guys? It's David, and we're testing out the AirPod Maxes. What's going on, guys? It's David, and we're testing out the AirPod Maxes. All right, let me know what you guys think. AirPod Maxes, Beats Studio Pros on the mic quality. Honestly, just from hearing the transparency mode, I would imagine that the AirPod Maxes are gonna have a little bit better sound quality, but you guys let me know down in the comments below, what do you think is better? Another major factor for people is that the Beats are foldable. As you can see, that's the form factor. This is how small they can get. Pretty small, I can't lie. I cannot lie, even being an Apple fanboy, the fact that they can fold is pretty nice. I wish that the AirPod Maxes had folding. Obviously the headphones fold in a little bit, but this is how small it can get. This is like the smallest form factor of the AirPod Maxes versus the Beats. As you can see, it's a pretty drastic difference. As far as music playing goes, when you take the AirPod Maxes off, the music turns off with them. So if you're about to talk to someone, you take them off, boom, music completely gone. Beats Studio Pros, on the other hand, music is still playing. And if you're listening to music relatively loud, you take them off, they're still blasting, especially if you're at work or something. It's so clutch to have these turn off instantly versus just having music blasting. You're over here fumbling for the pause button or trying to pause it on your phone. It's a lot more hectic and it's not as convenient. I will admit, it's a small thing, but once you are used to it, it's just hard to go back. In short, I think they're both solid headphones. Can't go wrong. If you can save up a little bit more, go with these. If you just like the look of these and you don't have the money to save up, go with these. Either way, thank you guys for watching. Let me know down below in the comments. Are you going Beats or are you going Apple? Peace. All right, guys, I forgot to mention, one of the biggest things for me that is actually a plus for the Beats is the USB-C charging. We still have lightning cable charging for the AirPod Maxes, and I am not a fan at all. I am super excited that these come with USB-C. That is probably one of the biggest positives for me personally. So yeah, that's another thing to keep in account. Peace.